Okay, I have a little thrift haul. Just got a few things. I had not been thrifting for a long time. Well, I've been once and didn't find anything. So this was the second time I went since I had my baby, and there just hasn't been a lot. We have a couple places that I regularly go. This is a Goodwill one, and our Goodwill has been normally really good lately. It used to not be my favorite one, but like in the last year it has been. But I still didn't find that much. And then the other one I went to and didn't find anything except a little vase, but the prices have gone up, or at least on that particular vase it did. So this is what I found at Goodwill. So I found 3 more wide mouth glasses. I use these for drinking glasses, water, milk at dinner. And these were 50 cents a piece, so that is a really appropriate price. I think I did buy one once for like $1.99, which I'm looking back and I'm like, why did I even buy that? But these were 50 cents, so I think it kind of depends who is doing the pricing. So I now have a total of 4 of these exact ones, and I just like it. I don't know. I like pretending that I'm on like a little homestead, and this kind of gives that vibe. So 3 more of those. I now, like I said, I now have 4, so I'm not sure. We have other glasses I've been kind of decluttering as I'm collecting. See if I get rid of a few more, donate a few more. I'm not really sure, but I definitely like to drink out of those. And then I ventured into the clothing. This is something that's difficult to look at. I am trying to, when I buy new clothes, I want them to be natural fibers. So cotton, linen, and you can find stuff at the thrift stores for sure for much cheaper. The tricky part with that though is you have to look through every piece of clothing, and if you try to do that with small children, that can be challenging. So I got to go this particular day just with the baby, so I had a little extra time to kind of weed through everything, and I still only found 1 shirt. So I'm like, this is gonna take a long time to curate my wardrobe. Yeah. To curate my wardrobe in that way. But this shirt is from Maurice's. It's 100% cotton. Oh, it says exclusive of the decoration on the front. That's just like an embroidery, so I don't really care about that too much because what's going to be touching my skin is going to be the cotton. So it looks like this. I'll do like a closer up too, but it's really cute. I just thought it would go with, you know, throw on jeans and a t-shirt. That's kind of what the mom uniform. But I still want it to be pretty. So I like the mauve color. It's really nice. And I think all the shirts at our Goodwill were like $3.99 or $4.99. I can't remember. So $5 or less. And then the last thing I found, I actually heard about this idea from, what is it? Home with Kelly, I think is her channel. She has a homemaking channel, and I will link her down below. But I don't know if she said that she collects old dictionaries, or I can't remember. That's what I took from it. That's the idea that I took from it. So this is the first one that I've found. This one is from 1961. So I'd love to find some that are earlier, like 1800s would be really cool. I think it's really cool to look at how definitions are worded. So this is Webster's 7th New Collegiate Dictionary. I also just thought it was really pretty. I really like the shade of blue with the gold. It really goes with the way I've been decorating our home. And so this is something that we can use as a decoration, but then also it's kind of fun to thumb through, especially if you get more, like I said, if you collect them. I actually don't even know how much this was. It didn't have a price on it, but my total up at the front was $9. So for the shirt, that was $5 or less, plus the 3.50 cents, you know, I'm guessing a few bucks, which is not bad for how big it is, because I've seen other old books that are smaller than this and they charge more, which probably depends on the content. Yeah, I'm excited about that. It's really pretty. last week. And usually I like to stay home. So I usually like to stay home. Well, I know I said in a different video that I like to stay home at least 2 days a week, but I have found that a solid 3 days during the week is really what I need to relatively stay on top of laundry, like get bathrooms cleaned, vacuum a couple times. We have dogs too, so they bring stuff in. So last week we went out an additional day for some extra things that we normally don't do, and it was fine, but by the end of the week I was really feeling it. And so now today I'm just kind of playing catch up, trying to just clean up the house, and like slowly. I try not to do it in a stressful way, but I just still, every time that I change, like when I have a new thought or conviction or whatever of like how things could be better, like staying home 3 days instead of just 2, then when I try it the old way, I'm even more convicted of it. Which, that's good. It's good to have some trial and error and see, you know, what works the best for you. We are all very introverted for the most part, but then sometimes not. I mean, everybody needs social interaction. But yeah, I felt very drained at the end of last week. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm even more convicted of like a home-centered life. I just think that you can properly care for the home, at least for me. I don't know.
Are these your socks?
Yes. I just have a hard time getting done the things that I want done, and I want my home to feel, it doesn't need to be perfectly orderly all the time because kids make messes and that's just part of life. But I don't want it to feel dirty. I don't want it to feel grimy. I definitely want to have the time to vacuum. And for us right now, vacuuming is not really just as easy as vacuuming. It is, but usually there's a mess that I have to clean up to vacuum. So, I don't know. In this season of life, it feels like 3 solid days at home where we don't go anywhere at all is what works the best. So, I don't know. I was talking with some friends the other day about how often they leave their houses, because I was reflecting on this at the end of that week, that I felt so drained, and I was feeling, you know, even more convinced that we need at least 3 full days at home to be able to tend to it properly, to feel rested, to be eating nourishing food. And I was just asking some friends, and they both had different responses. Well, actually, one of them said similar to us, where they really only leave the house for errands and socializing and stuff a couple of days per week. But then the other one said she tries to stay home completely just 1 day during the week. So I really think it's totally dependent on your personality, your kids' personalities, and what everybody needs. And as long as you feel like, you know, your house is relatively kept up with, you don't feel super stressed, you don't feel spread thin, I think there's a lot of different ways that you could do that. But this is something that I've always wanted, a home-centered life, but I really struggled with it when I started staying home because the world is so go, go, go. So to not go, go, go all the time kind of feels like rebellion a little bit. And for somebody who's always been a bit of a rule follower, that was challenging to work through. But the more that I stay home and realize what helps us thrive, the more I am convinced of it. So how often do you leave the house during the week if you're a full-time homemaker? And how much do you feel like you have to be home to actually do the things that you and your family need to get done? Let me know down below in the comments.